that time, y'all. Time for big boys boxing.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
What's going on, team? Welcome back to Big Boys Boxing. I'm Jono, your host, and as per usual, let me get a couple of things sorted here. Get into the chat channel and drop a link for anybody who may like to join at some point. So put the link in there. There it is. That's the link to join at the top. Actually, I need to write the link to join, don't I? Because nobody will know what the hell it is. Link to join panel. That's more betterer. And we shall pin that mofo to the top. Booyakasha. And right, so we got a bit to get through today. Blackout in the house. What's good, bro? Good to see you, man. I guess the immediate news is it cracked me up. So this guy, True Gordy, did an interview with Tyson Fury, and he was actually being quite polite about how he was putting questions about Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce, and of course the confirmed opponent for Tyson Fury on December 3rd being Derek Chisora. Now Tyson Fury, he's such a dick. I mean, he's a good boxer and I like watching him fight, but the guy is such a dick. Such an idiot. He thinks everybody is thicker than pig shit. Trying to justify this fight with him and Derek Chisora, the third fight. Derek got the fight because he's got balls. Is his thing. Derek got the fight because I want to create history by being a heavyweight that had 2 trilogies. I mean, trilogies that are warranted are all good, but trilogies that ain't, it's just a waste of freaking time, man. A waste of freaking time. This dude, Tyson, he says Alexander Usyk wanted a 6-month training camp. That's not what he fucking said. What he said was he needed more time to recover because he's just been in a hard fight with Anthony Joshua, which is fair enough. And he wants to spend some time with his family. He had a long camp away from his family. So, yeah, let's get it on early next year. And Tyson says he's ducking him. What a dick. Yeah, about time someone give Tyson the tough question. Yeah, man. And he lost his shit. He really lost his shit. Big ups to True Gordy, man. Saying it how it is. Actually, I'll just play a little bit of it here. I've got it in the right place. So, he was asking why the trilogy. You beat Derek Chisora with one hand tied behind your back the last time, made him quit, and beat him convincingly the first time. So where's the intrigue? So just have a quick listen to this little bit here.
Also, it's more just the intrigue. For fans, we want interesting matchups. And you beat Chisora with one arm behind your back, basically, and to a point where it was getting booed last time.
A long time ago. But I also beat Deontay Wilder twice and then did a rematch with him. And I can guarantee you there won't be one person in the world who would not want to see a 4 fight between me and Wilder. And I've already beaten him 3 times. So even if you want to go at liberty, 2 times in a draw.
So let's stop there. I'm one person, right? I'm just one person. I don't want to see Tyson Fury v Derek Chisora 3. And I also don't want to see Tyson Fury v Deontay Wilder 4. So there's your guarantee out the window, you big bald dosser dickhead. What a fucking idiot. I mean, we'll go a little bit further. He goes on about the other options. If they're foreigners, nobody knows them. I mean, is he talking about casuals or something that don't really watch boxing? If they score a ticket to go to a big fight, they'll go because they know who Tyson Fury is. Or, yeah, Derek Chisora's been around for a while and he puts a good show on every time he gets in the ring. No disrespect to Derek Chisora, but this man beat him twice. Easily. And he wants to fight him again? I mean, this shit's ridiculous, man. This shit is ridiculous. And I'm so glad he got called out on it. But, let's just see if it comes to this little bit here.
But people will want to see that again, right?
I think people would want to see it because Deontay has that X factor in his hand and he can change a fight at any moment. Whereas Chisora, he's lost 50% of his last 50 in fights, and even the last fight he won was a razor-thin decision, and the other 3 of his last 4 were losses. So
in very close losses to high-level opponents.
Oh, they are high-level. There's no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had good victories along the way as well.
I just think that we've seen so much of you in Chisora, enough to know, has the old dog learned new tricks? I mean, he doesn't look like he's getting better with Parker battering him the way he did, and it just looks like it's an easy money fight for you. I don't think that that's what you've put yourself across as you're about, which is why there's some confusion there for your fans. You're like,
well, it's also history making.
Here we go, history making. I've beaten dude up twice, made him quit once, and now I'm gonna do it again and make you buggers pay for it. What a fucking wanker.
why is it history making?
I'm going to enlighten you.
Okay.
I'll be the first heavyweight champion in history to complete 2 trilogies. So now you know why it makes more sense to fight him than some foreign person who nobody knows. So also, you take the top 15. There is a few foreigners in there who nobody knows about. Yeah, with undefeated records. But when I fight them foreigners, people are not interested anyway. You're better off with somebody you know who's a household name, who people can relate to and support and sing, oh, Derek Chisora, than somebody you can't even say the guy's name, who we've never heard of.
See, I don't like that. I mean, anybody who watches boxing consistently, I'm not saying it has to be a hardcore fan, but anybody who watches boxing consistently knows who Alexander Usyk is, knows who Frank Sanchez is, knows who Philip Hrgovic is, knows who Zhili Zhang is, knows who else is there that he could have fought. Of course, Joe Joyce, and he's not a foreigner. Now he's gonna touch on something here, so I'll just let it play a little bit longer.
He could be shit, he could be good. So you pick somebody out the top 15, pick one, anybody you want.
I mean,
they're all
Joe
about
Joyce.
the same.
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce had just fought Joe Parker and even said publicly he wouldn't be ready for the third.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said he'd like to go on holiday, but then when the fight was brought up, he said, yeah, okay, I'll be ready. But by that time, Tyson had already inadvertently ducked him. I mean, he's done the same with Alexander Usyk. As soon as Usyk picked up those belts the first time, before the Anthony Joshua rematch even started, he's going, I ain't fighting no middleweight. I'm not fighting a guy who doesn't speak English. Nobody knows who he is. It's all a load of horse shit. He thinks because he says it, people believe it. I mean, of course, the die-hard Tyson Fury dickhead fans, the ones who don't even care about anything else except Tyson Fury, will agree with him. But anybody with half a brain knows way better than that. Way, way, way better. So just let it play a little bit longer.
Okay.
Don't forget, we've been through all of these names.
From my point of view, I hear you compared a lot to the greats. And for me, you're right.
Nah, not with that shit.
Twice, and people still paid for it.
I think Deontay Wilder is of a much more dangerous fight, hence why I put you down multiple times, whereas just...
Oh yeah, so the bit I skipped there, Gordy was saying, you know, you're making us pay for it, and Tyson says, yeah, and the 15,000 people who have bought tickets already have paid for it, and if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you do, you do. Either way. But the fact of the matter is, there's not 15,000 people that bought those tickets. Those are scalpers that bought those tickets. And I wouldn't be surprised if that stadium doesn't fill right out. If it does, I'd say more than half of them are there to watch Derek Chisora and hope he can pull something off. Shit, I'll be rooting for Derek Chisora in this fight because of the stupid choice that Tyson Fury has made taking this goddamn fight. It's not needed. There is plenty of other opponents, despite what Tyson's saying, despite what Frank Warren is trying to point out with the BoxRec top 15. They're straight out lying through their freaking teeth. But anyway, I'll get towards the end of this video where Tyson loses his shit because it's funny. Should be about here somewhere.
He fought what is now the unified heavyweight champion of the world in Usyk, pushed him all the way. So somebody who can't fight doesn't do that.
I never said he can't fight though. What I'm saying is with his
styles make fights. And let's put it simple. Who has had an easy time with Derek Chisora? Honestly, who has made Derek Chisora an easy night? Tyson Fury. Twice. So why the fuck do we need to see it again?
Right now, I don't think he should be getting a world title fight. And I think there's a potential in boxing for people to get badly hurt when they're mismatched. And I think that this is a mismatch.
I don't. I think the heavyweight fights and anything can happen. Don't write Derek Chisora off because you're only one punch away from victory.
Hey, if Chisora does it, I think the world would be happy for him.
Damn right. Everyone will be happy for him.
Even you. You'd be the one on the receiving end of it. Big thanks for taking the interview, Tyson. I understand where you're coming from. Appreciate you and Derek are legends of British boxing. All respect in that sense. And I wish you the best of luck. Even you. You'd be the one on the receiving end of it. You and Derek are legends of British boxing. Cheers, mate.
I think you're a tosser, you little toss-top.
Thanks.
And I won't be doing any more interviews with you little toss-top bearded.
No worries, mate. Thanks very much.
Kiss my balls, you little wank. You little shithouse.
Have you worked out how to close this phone? Are you alright?
That's not
So
good. Give him shit.
Well, that went well. You ever been cussed out by the heavyweight champion of the world? Probably not. Very glad I did this one on video call, because that could...
Well done, True Gordy. I thoroughly enjoyed watching him give Tyson Fury shit. Tyson doesn't like the truth. The fact of the matter is, there ain't hardly any people excited for this fight. And there's a hell of a lot more than one, guaranteed, as Tyson says, that don't want to see Derek Chisora v Tyson Fury 3. And there's a hell of a lot more than one that don't want to see Tyson Fury v Deontay Wilder 4. So stop spewing diarrhea out your big dumb mouth, you big dumb dosser prick. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Alright, so moving on to some other news. And I think I've just accidentally closed one of the windows that I wanted open. Let me quickly see what's going on here. Oh, right, there's a heavyweight fight happening this Saturday that I only just found as I was scrolling through the schedule just before I jumped on. Ex-All Black, ex-Rugby League Kiwis representative, and ex-New Zealand heavyweight champion Sonny Bill Williams is going to be taking on MMA kickboxing legend Mark Hunt this weekend. It's only a 4-rounder. And yeah, Mark Hunt as a boxer is 0-2-1. I thought he actually beat what's his name, that other Aussie league player. Oh Christ, I'm getting bad with names. I'll have to look at it now. Where is it? Paul Gallen. I thought he beat Paul Gallen, but it was what it was. Mark Hunt, he's getting on though. He's getting on. I think he's 41. Let me just double check it. Reach. Age. Not listed as age. I think he's 41. And I thought he'd retired after that fight with Paul Gallen. But he's getting back in the ring. I guess he's trying to make a little bit of cash after being ripped off and thrown in with drug cheats in the UFC by Dana White. Dana White, you're a piece of shit. So that fight's happening this weekend. I didn't actually know about it until just now, and it looks like there's a few other rugby league players on the card. It hasn't got a listed media outlet for it, so it is what it is. But there's a couple of really good fights on Friday in Australia, and I'll be doing a live fight party for that over on Discord. If you haven't checked out the Big Boys Boxing Discord server, the link is in the description below. Go and check it out. We have a good little boxing chat channel there where you catch up with news. Some of us even comment during fights, letting each other know our scores and whatnot. But we have voice channels there that we stream fights in, and we have a fight party channel there where the mics are enabled and everybody can talk while we're watching the fight together. It's a really good setup, so get over and check it out. Alright, just find this window I closed. Justice JP Huni is going to be taking on like the number 4 heavyweight in New Zealand, Kiki Toa Leutele. Shit, it came up with the wrong page. I forgot his record. I think he's 8-1 with 2 draws or something like that. And it's not taking me to the right place. Shit, I typed the right thing and it might help. Now it takes me to the right page. Here we go. So this is Aussie taking on a Kiwi, obviously. For those of you who don't know who Kiki Toa Leutele is, He's 6'4" heavyweight. He's 8-1 with 2 draws. His one loss was to Dempsey McKean. That fight went the distance and it was pretty competitive. Kiki thought he actually won the fight, but I didn't think he won, but I didn't think it wasn't competitive either, if you know what I mean. He's had one fight since then, and he got a TKO in the second round. That was against a guy called Leutele, and he was 2-13, so that was expected. This one against Justice Huni, Justice is 6-0, is gonna be for the IBF Pan Pacific heavyweight title. There's also the Oriental and Pacific Boxing Federation heavyweight title, and there's also the WBO Oriental heavyweight title. All of these are on the line. It's going to be a 12-round fight, and it's going to be, let me just find it, here it is, the media outlet. It's going to be on Australia Fox, so it will be available in Australia on Fox, but like I say, I'll be finding a way to watch it, and on Discord. Shit, my headset just went click. I hope it's still going. But there's also another really good fight on there, and it's also another fight between a Kiwi and an Aussie. Jerome Pampalone. He's actually born in England, but he's been living in New Zealand for quite some time. He is 14-0 at present. He's taking on a guy that I really want to see get knocked out, and I think Jerome's gonna do it. This guy Ferris Chevalier is how they saying it on the broadcast. It looks like Cavalier to me, but yeah, Ferris Chevalier. This is going to be, it looks like it's the main event on here, but I think Justice Huni and Kiki Toa Leutele will be the main event. So this fight is at light heavyweight as well. Jerome Pampalone, I saw him last time out. I think I saw him knock, who did I see him? No, that wasn't the fight I saw. Where's the one I saw? It must have been 2 fights ago. Joshua Ferris, that's the one I saw, who was 12-1 with 1 draw. He knocked him out in 6. Yeah, the last fight is a guy I'm not going to even bother mentioning his name. He knocked him out in the first round and a 6th rounder. But this one is going to be a 10-rounder. So, and it's going to be for the IBF Australian light heavyweight title. So, yeah, it's a regional title. It's vacant at present. I saw this Ferris Cavalier. I saw him fight. Who did I see him fight last? He lost. There it is. Connor Wallace. He was expected to beat Connor Wallace easy. I remember. So I looked into it, and I had money in a multi-bet on this Ferris Cavalier. And he looked like he's got no heart. As soon as someone fights back and hits this dude, he wants to run away. He did what's that guy's name? He did a Chris Colbert. I can't win, so I'll run away all night. Big pussy. I tell you what, if Jerome Pampalone lands on this boy, he's not going to have the chance to run away, because Jerome hits hard, man. I'm sure he's an Isaac Peach boxer, which means he spars with the likes of David Light, who's a cruiserweight, and Andre Mikhailovich, who's also a light heavyweight, and he's a real beast as well. So Jerome Pampalone, I think he's gonna knock this dude out. I'll give him 5 rounds before Jerome puts him to sleep, gives him a pillow, sends him home to his mama, crying like a bitch. I'll be looking forward to it. I really want to see this dude knock the fuck out. So just let me do a quick audio check here. Like a bitch. Yeah, it's working good. So yeah, that's that one. I'll be doing a fight party for it. There's a few other fights on that card as well. Not really any worth mentioning when it comes. I mean, if it gets down to welter and below, I'm not really that interested, to be honest, unless I'm watching something like Teofimo Lopez or a Lomachenko, or some of the big names down at those smaller weights. I'm just having a quick. I did see Ben Horn, Jeff Horn's little brother, is going to be on the card. It's only a 4-rounder against, how do we say this? Campbell, Campbell, Campbell Somerville. Don't know the dude. He's only 2-0. I'm quite surprised that he's Ben Horn's fighting at such a small weight. Such a small amount of rounds, considering his last fight out was against Nikita Tszyu, and he made a really good account of himself going the distance with Nikita Tszyu. It was only 6 rounds the last one, but I don't know. Ben Horn's got a hell of a big heart. I don't think he hits that hard, but he can take a shot, that's for sure. So that could be worth a look on that card as well. What else have we got? Nah, man, there ain't really anything else that I'm interested on that card. But there is a really good card, a really good fight this weekend. Dimitri Bivol, the Canelo Conqueror, is fighting his mandatory in Zurdo Gilberto Remirez. That fight has finally come around. Zurdo's 44-0. He's campaigned at 168 earlier on in his career. He's been fighting at 175 for quite some time. He's really tall, really gangly. He's got a good punch, but he doesn't use his length to a great degree. He likes getting inside and banging. And he said that he wants revenge for his Mexican brother. It should be a really good fight. I mean, Zurdo's, like I say, 44-0, but he hasn't really fought anybody of great note. So this will be for the WBA light heavyweight title. But I'm sure Zurdo had the regular title as well. Let me look at the top. It's not showing it. Yeah, I thought he had the WBA regular title, but it's not showing it on BoxRec, unfortunately. But anyway, he was the. I mean, they were trying to. Eddie Hearn was trying to set up Dimitri Bivol and Joshua Buatsi, but the WBA called them mandatory. Fair enough too. So that fight is happening this weekend. It will be, where's it gonna be? Sure as shit won't be in Russia. It's in Dubai, so it's neutral ground. Neutral ground, interesting. Let's see who else is on the card. I'm sure I saw another fight. Oh yeah, this guy, Shakatzin Rakhimov, 16-0 with 1 draw, is going to be taking on Zalfa Barrett. That should be a good fight as well. himself as a pretty decent fighter. He's 28-1. That's going to be a super featherweight fight. Definitely worth a look. I think that's just about all that I'm really interested in on this card myself. We've got 2 Yafais on there, I think. We've got Chantel Cameron on there. Who's Chantel Cameron fighting? 1, 2, 3, 4 belts on the line for that one. Oh, she's fighting Jessica McCaskill. That might be a woman's fight that's worth watching. Kind of like the one that happened over the weekend with Katie Taylor and can't remember the other chick's name. The Argentinian girl. Wasn't that competitive, that one, but this one will be for the IBF, for the IBO, the WBA, and the WBC, and the WBO. So it's an undisputed fight, and of course it will be at super lightweight. So I'll probably watch that one as well. But yeah, like I said, we've got Galad Yafai on the card in a 10-rounder against Gohan Rodriguez Garcia. Don't know who the dude is. Don't really care. They're midgets. Got Khalid Yafai. He's going to be in a 10-rounder against Gerald Parda. Don't know who the hell he is. 16-5 with 3. Oh, is there going to be 3 Yafais on there? Nah. And there's another one at the bottom there. I'm not even going to mention it. So it is what it is. They are happening. So there's a bit happening this weekend. A couple of Aussie cards. Got this one in Dubai. I'm not sure what else is going on in America yet. I haven't seen anything of note on my betting site. I haven't even been right through the schedule yet. But I think it might be a bit of a quiet weekend in the States. So on to a couple of fights that are coming up. We've had Jared Anderson is confirmed to be fighting Jerry Forrest. Kind of a step up. Jerry Forrest is a warrior. No offense to the dude, but he should get pieced up and stopped by Jared Anderson in this fight. Hasn't got a confirmed date on BoxRec as yet, unfortunately. If you really want to know more about it, you can whip over to Boxing Squared's channel and check that out. He's done a piece on it, but I'll mention more about it when we get closer to it. Obviously it's not that close, or it would have been mentioned on the BoxRec. I can't even remember the card. It has been confirmed to go on the undercard or something. Can't remember. Not that important at this point. Now, the Dillian White v Jermaine Franklin fight has been confirmed. I see Jermaine Franklin's in the UK now, and he's staying there for the rest of his camp. That's going to be in 3 weeks on the 26th of November. We also have another interesting heavyweight fight on there, but initially Dillian White versus Jermaine Franklin. I've never put a lot of stock in Jermaine Franklin. I've seen him fight Jerry Forrest way back, and I thought Jerry Forrest won the fight. It was a split decision, and Jermaine Franklin got the nod. I also saw Franklin take on an ancient Rydell Booker, and Rydell Booker gave him goddamn nightmares. So, man, I don't hold a lot of stock in him. Rydell Booker was just before Jerry Forrest. After that, he fought Pavel Sauer. I mean, the record builder, and he couldn't even stop Pavel Sauer. He went 10 rounds against Pavel Sauer. Then he fought Rodney Moore, who's 20 and 21 with 2 draws, and he got him out of there in 5 rounds out of 8. Now, I see Jermaine Franklin's been moaning and bitching on social media about being left on the shelf over at the PBC, and I don't blame him. They do that with a lot of their fighters, and it's shit. I thought he fought Craig Richards as well. No, not Craig Richards. Craig Lewis. There he is. He fought Craig Lewis as well. At the time, Craig Lewis was 14-2. I think that was after he lost to Junior Farr and someone else. And he went the distance with Craig Richards. Now, Craig Richards is a tough cookie, I'll give him that. So, can't complain about that. But anyway, my thoughts on that fight is, I think Dillian Whyte should win the fight. There's no reason why he shouldn't. I don't think Jermaine Franklin's got the power to bother Dillian Whyte too much. But in saying that, Dillian's been knocked out cold 3 times now. So, I think that that chin has turned to, I call it white china. It's waiting to be cracked again. I just don't think Jermaine Franklin's going to be the one to do it. It should be a reasonably straightforward win for Dillian Whyte. China Whyte. Also, we have Craig Richards on the card. That's where I got that name in my head from. He's going to be taking on Richard Bolotniks. That should be a pretty entertaining fight too. Richard Bolotniks, he ain't no slouch. He ain't no world beater, but this dude comes to fight and he makes good entertainment. He's 19-6 with 1 draw. So it'll be interesting. That's a light heavyweight fight. What else have we got on here? What the hell? Magalia Rodriguez. Why does that ring a bell? 21-2, 6 with 2 draws. It's a woman's fight. What else have we got here? Cleveland Clark. 3-0. No stipulated rounds, okay. So there's still a few other fights to be confirmed on there, I imagine, but the other big heavyweight fight on there is going to be between Fabio Wardley and Nathan Gorman. And that's going to be for the Lonsdale belt. The British Board of Boxing control heavyweight title. Now, last I looked, Fabio Wardley was a favourite. Nathan Gorman, the underdog, 3-1. Now, I've been watching Fabio Wardley. I thought he had a bit of potential, but just watching his last few fights, he doesn't really seem to be improving, and he doesn't seem to have much belief in himself. And he looks to be getting more and more flat-footed. I don't think he hits that hard. He hits hard enough, but I don't think he hits that hard. And Nathan Gorman, after that loss to Daniel Dubois, he took a couple of softer touch fights. Richard Latte, the guy, he took on, I think it was Daniel Dubois, and he made a good account of himself, landed a couple of good shots on Dubois, even got Dubois stepping back a bit, but after about 2 rounds. He started slowing down, started getting pieced up, and he got stopped in 5. But after that, he's been trying for a round, and then as soon as he gets hit, he's laying down. So didn't put much credit in that win over Richard Latte for Nathan Gorman. Then Gorman took on Pavel Sauer. I've just spoken about Pavel Sauer. He's a guy who he comes to take a paycheck, and he knocked him out in 2 rounds. So the most recent fight of Nathan Gorman's, Thomas Selleck, I thought, because even in that Pavel Sauer fight, Gorman looked like he was afraid or something of getting hit, and he was fighting at distance, and then he threw one shot and Pavel Sauer lay down. So I thought maybe we'd get 2 to 3 rounds out of Thomas Selleck, but Gorman just came out like a bull in a china shop and steamrolled this motherfucker, knocked him out in the first round, fucked him right up. So he looked really good, and he looked like he was believing in himself again. So let me just have a quick look on the betting site, because I'm sure it was 3-1. And I thought, that's weird. I thought maybe Wardley might be the favourite, but I didn't think he'd be a 3-1 favourite, man. A 1-3 favourite. Hell to the no. So let me just bring it up. I'm finding it here. It's on the 26th. That's Sunday the 6th of November. Saturday the 12th. Sunday the 27th. It will be here in New Zealand. Dillian White. There we go. Fabio Wardley. They don't have any methods of victory up for that yet, which is understandable. It's miles away. Yeah, $1.30 for Fabio Wardley, and $3.40. Shit's 3.5 to 1 now. It's gone up for Nathan Gorman. That's fucking crazy to me, but I hope it stays like that. Honestly, was I looking at the wrong one? No, man, it's $3.40. So you put $1 on. If Gorman wins, you get $3.40 back. So $10 on, you get $34. That's how these odds work. I know a lot of these are different. Just to give you some context, they've got Dillian White at $1.071 as the favourite, and they've got Jermaine Franklin paying $7.50. So he's almost an 8 to 1 favourite, 8 to 1 underdog, whereas Gorman's a 3.5 to 1 underdog. So I'll be chucking a little bit on Nathan Gorman. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to outbox Woodley, and I think he's going to win. I think he'll probably knock him out even. We don't have options for that on Bet365 at present. Let's see if we got any. No, we haven't got any for Dillian White either. So while I'm here, I'm going to have a look at the odds for this Dmitry Bivol. I got some fights going on in Japan today. Junto Nakatani's in action. I don't know enough about those little fellas to throw money away on them, so I'm staying away from that shit. Here we go. We got methods of victory for Dmitry Bivol and Zurdo Remirez. They've got Dmitry Bivol is the favorite at $1.25. Zurdo Remirez is paying $4 just for the win. It might be worth throwing $2 on or something on Zerto, but I think Dimitri's far too slick to get caught up in a scrap with Zerto. So Zerto's paying $7.50 for a knockout. Dimitri's paying $4.25 for a knockout. The most likely method of victory, being a points decision for Bivol, is paying $1.57. That's okay. So that's probably going to go on one of my multis. Dimitri Bivol for the points decision. Yeah, and that is that. So jumping over, still no new messages in the chat. It's all good. What other stuff is there? Let me look and see, is there anything else confirmed for the Tyson Fury card yet? Besides Fury and Chisora, the Gypsy King. The guy with the chin wag, who talks so much shit, he makes people dislike him. Okay, we've got Daniel Dubois, that's right. Daniel Dubois is taking on Kevin Lerena, the South African heavyweight. He's 28-1. Also on that card. Obviously, well, it's not listed that it's going to be for Daniel Dubois' regular title. Kevin Lerena might be not ranked high enough for it to be classed as a title defense. Who's this dude? Jan Mandy, 47-5 was won in a 12 rounder against Danny Baranchik? No, it's not Baranchik. Bergendov. I don't know. It's BERJNECHYK. I don't know how to say that. Who's 16-0, and that's a lightweight fighter. I don't even know who the fuck that is. So, not really interested, to be honest. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I guess touch on some of the stuff that happened over the weekend. Like I was saying earlier, Katie Taylor got that win over Mary Ramiro. That was her name. Argentinian girl. Pretty much clean sweep there. I thought the judges gave her a couple of sympathy rounds, honestly. It was what it was. Katie Taylor moves on. Apparently towards an Amanda Serrano rematch, but you know, the word was Serrano wanted Katie Taylor to go down to 130 or 126. Katie's like, get the fuck out of here. You want this money, you come to my division. So we'll see what happens there. Apparently Eddie Hearn says it has to be Croke Park next, no matter who the opponent is. Take it back to Ireland and give the Irish faithful a show that they can watch. So that's all good. We saw Johnny Fisher get a first round knockout over, was it an Egyptian prince they called him? I can't remember what his name was. The guy was trying to draw Fisher in to land one big shot, but Fisher was too quick, too methodical. Knocked him down 3 times and the ref called it off. To be expected that Fisher was going to win. I didn't know whether he was going to do it that early or not. I see his coach Mark Tibbs did an interview earlier on in the week, so I think it was on ID Boxing, talking about Johnny Fisher trying to calm down, and box, go wild once he gets his man hurt is fine, but not too wild. Obviously, it's all about keeping your head in control with Johnny Fisher. He gets far too excited, and I think he's okay. He looked a bit more methodical in this fight. He's got a pretty damn big fan base for someone who's only got a couple fights on his record. They were saying him and his dad sold 2,000 tickets for the arena for that card. So the way he's going and how popular he is with his personality and how he fights, he could be a massive draw down the line. So best of luck to Johnny Fisher. He's entertaining to watch. Some other heavyweights on the weekend. We saw Richard Torres in action. Who was the dude? Shit, I can't remember because I don't know him. Richard Torres got the knockout. I think it was the first round. Was it the second round? No, it was the first round. Got the knockout in the first round, as expected. Richard Torres is a real fun fighter to watch. He's not a big heavyweight, but he is all action. He's herky-jerky as shit, moves his head. He's southpaw. I don't think he hits real hard, but he hits hard enough, and he's not hard to hit, but he's not easy to hit at the same time. He's got pretty good footwork. He's very fast. So keep an eye on Richard Torres. That was a fun fight to watch. Was there? Oh, there was. What's that other guy's name? Jeremiah Milton had a fight on the weekend as well. I think he was on the Jake Paul Anderson silver card. Jeremiah Milton box rec. I was trying to watch it, but I didn't get to see it. He fought a guy, Quinton Sumner, who was also had pretty much an identical record, 5-0, as Jeremiah Milton. I expected Milton to stop this guy, but I thought that it might go a few rounds. It was only a 6-rounder, and it did end up going to the 5th round. A technical knockout. I haven't seen the fight. I'm still going to have to try and find it so I can watch it. Let me double check here. Was it on that fight card? Yeah, it was on the Anderson silver card, but I don't think it was televised because I was flicking between that card and the Lomachenko card, making sure I didn't miss Milton. But there was a lot of ad breaks that seemed to go on forever, so I don't know if there is any footage of that fight out there yet, but if there is, you can be damn sure I'm gonna find it. So yeah, Jeremiah Milton gets the knockout win over lost it. There it is. Quinton Sumner, that's right. Gets the win over unbeaten Quinton Sumner. Jeremiah Milton's reasonably fun to watch as well. He's not the biggest heavyweight. Where is it? He's 6'4", so kind of average size. He's only 28 years old, so he's got a bit left in him. He's up to 7-0 now, so keep an eye on Jeremiah Milton. Alright, so I had a small multi-bet on for, it was a treble. I had Rob say Remirez for the knockout. I can't even remember who he fought, but actually I'll get over to that card. Vasily Lomachenko. Yeah, Remirez. After I watched him last time, he blew whoever it was out of the water. This time he took on. Where is it? Look at the card, not freaking Lomachenko's record. There it is. Remirez took on Jose Matias Ramiro, who'd come up a division, took the fight on short notice because can't remember who it was. Ramirez's opponent pulled out due to injury, I think. So this guy jumped in. Ramirez was doing some weird shit. He wasn't using his jab. He was like getting low and coming up with his left hand. He's southpaw, of course. But trying to put a lot of mental pressure on in the first round. Then towards the end of the round, he faked like he was going to go low with the left hand, or he was hitting the Ramiro's right hand side hard with his right hook to the body. So he faked to do that and then came up over the top and flattened Ramiro with one punch. And then the round ended after he got up and beat the count. And then it looked like he was just having fun, mucking around in there for the next 8 rounds. It was crazy. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? He wasn't really using a jab, wasn't doing shit. And then in the 9th round, because it was a 10 rounder, in the 9th round, he went to town and blasted him out, knocked him out. He could have done it freaking rounds and rounds ago. But, the crowd was starting to boo. Even Tim Bradley was saying, look, you're not winning any fans doing this shit. You might be having fun yourself and teasing your opponent, but you're not winning any fans doing this shit. I don't want to watch you if you're going to do this shit. So I'm not sure what he was thinking. It's like showboating, showing off, and it was dumb. He could have just got the job done, get paid for fucking overtime, man. What the hell was he doing? Anyway, he got him out of there in the 9th round. But anyway, my multi-bet was Ramirez by knockout, Lomachenko on points, and I picked Anderson Silva to beat Jake Paul. Now, this was my long shot bet for the weekend. I'd already made several other bets, and I'd already made 3 times my money easy. So I chucked the risky one on, and after Lomachenko got the points decision, we'll get to talking about that in just a minute. I thought, shit, might be in with a shot here. And that Jake Paul fight with Anderson Silva pretty much didn't throw any punches in the first round. He pretty much gave the damn fight away. Gave the round away. Then for a few rounds he was competitive and he's landing some good uppercuts on the inside against Jake Paul. Paul was behind his jab, throwing the right hand over the top. He was doing as he does, but he's actually starting to look more like a boxer these days. And then with another couple of rounds to go, Anderson Silva went into not throwing punches again. It's like he'd been paid to not throw punches in 2 rounds just to make sure that Jake Paul got the win. But Paul managed to drop him in the second to last round and got a reasonably wide points decision. So that fucked up my money, but I was getting a little bit excited after that Lomachenko points decision because that treble was paying like 13-1. So it was what it was. But anyways, to the main event of that fight. Main event between Vasily Lomachenko and Jermaine Ortiz. I had been talking in our little Discord chat saying that I'd picked him on points, and most were saying, Lomachenko starts slow, he's gonna he's going to download and then he's going to do his thing and probably knock out Ortiz later. I was like, yeah, well, it's quite possible, but it's what it is. So, yeah, it was interesting. Ortiz won the first 2 rounds for me quite easily. Lomachenko, I thought, won the third. I think it was the 3rd round. No, it was the 4th round. Yeah, it was the 4th round. So I had it 3-1 after 4. Then Ortiz won another one, so I had it 4-1. Then I thought Lomachenko won the next couple, made it 3-4. Then I thought Ortiz won the 8th. Ortiz did pick up a cut. I think it was that 4th round that Lomachenko won clearly. Picked up a cut on his. Was it a cut? No, it was his eye was swelling up from Lomachenko's jab hand. So Ortiz went southpaw as well. And it was a good move, and he looked like he was fairly comfortable doing it. And it kind of wrecked Lomachenko's download from those first couple of rounds. He almost had to start over. Oh, I thought while he was southpaw, he was actually winning. But he went back orthodox after a couple of rounds. So I thought he was just trying to take a bit of pressure off that eye that was swollen. So he went back to orthodox again. And there was a bit of switching a little bit through the rest of the fight. But I thought the wrong man got the decision. Honestly, I thought it was a draw. And if anybody won, Ortiz won at 115, 113. So, he just wasn't really putting out enough. He was landing a couple of shots here and there that were clean, effective shots, but Ortiz was way out voluming him and landing more often. Not necessarily as devastating, but I think the amount of shots that he was landing outweighed the 1 or 2 good shots that Lomachenko was landing. So I had either a draw or Ortiz edged it. And I thought it was interesting after the fight. Lomachenko gave the NABA belt to Jermaine Ortiz. To me, that indicated that even Lomachenko thought that Jermaine Ortiz might have won that fight. So, I guess with the Lomachenko-Haney undisputed fight pretty much already organised, ESPN, Top Rank, the governing bodies, they all were going to favour Lomachenko, weren't they? And of course he gets a bit of sympathy because he'd been away fighting in the war against Russia and Ukraine. So, I just thought the wrong dude got the win there. And I thought Lomachenko was showing a bit of ring rust. He was missing more than I'm used to seeing him miss. Usually he doesn't throw a lot of punches that don't connect. Ortiz had some pretty decent head movement and made him miss a fair bit. I don't think he quite made him pay enough to make it decisive. But I'm not going to complain too much because a close fight is a close fight, you know. So it is what it is, man. Hannibal B in the house. What's going on? Can't win them every time. Yeah, I haven't had a real good win for a while, so I'm due for one. Hopefully those odds are going to go even more in favour of Wardley, and pick something decent up with a bet on Gorman and a couple of other little bits on there. That'll be the one. I have been on a nice run, well, sort of, just little bits, little profit here and there, but nothing real decent for a while, so must be due. Adri in the house, what's going on? Justice Huni v. Jared Anderson. Ooh, that would be interesting. However, Justice Huni, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have enough power to knock anybody out, but he certainly has the fast enough feet and the fast enough hands to cause a lot of problems. I think that'd be a real interesting fight, Adri, between Anderson and Huni, but I think Anderson's a little bit further along, and I think he's certainly got a big power advantage. But I've got a massive high opinion of Jared Anderson at this point. I think he's the hottest prospect on the planet, depending what you call a prospect. You know, the likes of Philip Hrgovic, Frank Sanchez, those sorts of guys, I don't consider them prospects. They are contenders. Obviously, if you're inside the top 15 of a governing body, for me, that makes you a contender, not a prospect. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their own, just like we all have arseholes. Yeah. But definitely would be an interesting fight for show. And I think I've about covered everything that I wanted to touch on. But yeah, once again, Tyson Fury lost his shit when he got confronted with the truth of how people really feel about Derek Chisora, his fight on December 3rd. If you haven't seen it already, get over to True Gordy's channel, go check it out. Tyson really lost his shit, and it made me laugh, and I'm so glad somebody stood up and told that bald-headed dickhead how it is, and didn't hold anything back. I mean, he was still respectful about it, was True Gordy. But if you're having trouble finding the link, you can head over to the Discord. The link is in the description. It's the first post in the boxing chat. That's right there. Go check it out. This is Sugar Hill Steward. Would be a good boxing trainer for Philip Hrgovic. Yeah, well, seen some stuff from Philip Hrgovic in that Zhili Zhang fight that was a bit worrying. You know, when he hit Zhili Zhang and it didn't knock him out, he's like, ooh, I've got to go back to boxing because I don't really know what I'm going to do. And as for the opinion that Zhili Zhang won that fight, I don't think he won the fight. I thought it was close, but I think Hrgovic picked it up 6-4 or something like that. I don't think there was enough volume from Zhili for him to win it, but he certainly landed some telling shots. And you know, Hrgovic walking away like he wasn't interested is not a good look. Makes you wonder about his heart when he gets to the top level. In the pro game, it's a bit different to the amateurs, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, from what I understand, Sugar Hill wasn't training. Well, he didn't train Tyson Fury in the last fight, did he? He had someone else in his corner, and Tyson Fury himself announced that Isaac Lowe is his new coach. So maybe Sugar Hill's got a bit of time to train other fighters. Obviously, he's already training some other fighters. But for Philip Hrgovic, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Philip Hrgovic also had some stuff going on, you know, with that his father dying and the fight getting postponed and so on and so forth. So I don't know. I guess next time Philip Hrgovic's out, we'll see. If there's any remnants of the struggles that he's been going through recently that pertain to his boxing. So yeah, I don't know. Hear me, man. I'm so disappointed in Hemi. in that fight against Django Apili, he just didn't look interested. Sure, the stoppage looked early and maybe Hemi was trying to gas Django out, but he looked like he wasn't interested in winning that fight. He didn't look in the best of shape either. He looked a bit fleshy, so shit, I don't know. Hemi next year, I think, should be taking on. He needs something to get him back on track. This guy who's fighting this weekend, Kiki Leutele, he's taking on Justice Huni on Friday. I expect Huni to beat Leutele on points. I think it'll be competitive, but I think Hemi should fight his fellow countryman in Kiki Leutele early next year, in February or something like that, and see how he goes from there. But he seems to have lost his hunger, lost his animal. It's gone. It certainly looked like it in that last fight. Hemi be James Mackenzie Morrison. No, Hemi should beat the shit out of James Mackenzie Morrison. Hemi v the guy who beat him, Robert Sims, is probably a better fight, to be honest. Mackenzie's been a train wreck waiting to happen. James Kenzie Morrison, I mean, he hits hard enough, he's got a good chin, but look how he boxes. His punches are wide, he's clumsy as shit. It's like the exact opposite of his half brother, Trey Lippy Morrison. I mean, Trey Lippy's got fast hands, good punch selection, good feet, but he's got no heart and no chin, whereas Kenzie's the exact opposite. He's got good chin, good power, but his boxing skills shit. His feet are heavy, got concrete boots on. Yeah. What's your next one, Adrian? I know you're going to come with another one. He's fighting Apili AU Robert Simpson. Oh, I see what you're getting at there. I see what you're getting at, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. Django v Sims and Kenzie v Hemi. That could work. Yo, I see what you're getting. But we'll see what happens over the weekend with this Huni and Leutele. Like I said earlier in the stream, I'll be doing a full-on fight party for that. It'll probably start about 9 PM on Friday New Zealand time, go through to about midnight. We'll cover the whole card, so we'll see. Dave Allen. Dave Allen. Thomas Carty. That's a good shout, that one. That's a good shout. The Irish champion, Thomas Carty. Yeah, that would be choice, man. I'd enjoy that one. I want to see more of this Thomas Carty. He seems like he's got a passion for the sport, and he's keen to get in there and get moving. So let's get it. Let's get it. But yeah, who did I say this weekend in New Zealand? Sonny Bill Williams is fighting. Let me relook. I don't even know the dude's name. Sonny Bill Williams, 9-0, former New Zealand champion. He's taking on, oh that's right, he's taking on Mark Hunt. 40-something-year-old Mark Hunt. It's interesting because Mark Hunt is Joseph Parker's cousin, and Sonny Bill Williams is a really good friend of Joseph Parker. So I wonder if Joe Parker's going to be at the fight this weekend. I imagine he probably will. I imagine he flew home to his family after getting knocked the fuck out by Joe Joyce. So it's just a trip over the ditch to watch the fight on Friday. Which side will he take? Will he take his cuz, or will he take his mate that he's been training with? I don't know. But let's see what happens. Oh, actually, I better quickly look that up. Junior Farr had another comeback fight in Stamwell Bay at the bloody recreation centre at the beach there, if anybody knows Stamwell Bay. It's just north of Auckland, halfway out the Whangaparoa Peninsula from Orewa. I imagine he won it because I hadn't even heard of the opponent. 20-2, or did it get called off? No, he got the win. He got the knockout in the first round. There you go. Junior's back with a vengeance. Problem is, the guy he fought was 0-6. Tassi Asfo, or Tassi Asafo, Tussiasafo. So Junior's back on the winning. I mean, that's ridiculous, fighting somebody that goddamn useless. We got no weights here. I was wondering whether this guy's like a 400-pounder, this Tussiasafo. So, yeah, poor Junior. I honestly thought he was going to give it away. What have we got here? Who wins Thomas Cardi v Justice Huni? Justice Huni on points. Quite easily, I think. The movement, the speed, the skill, not the power. So, actually, how old is Thomas Cardi? I don't think he's a spring chicken. It's Justice Huni is pretty young, eh? Let's have a look. THONASCART. Oops. Supposed to put box rec after that. Thomas Carty box rec. There we go. So got his age in here. Shit, it hasn't even got a photo. It can't be the right one because that's 6 and 8. 6 and 7. That's not Thomas Carty. No, because that's an American. Oh, it's got an E in it, that's why. Thomas Carty. Wanna know, that's not him either. Huh. There's an Australian Thomas Carty. Oh, I can't find him on box rec. I'm not gonna muck around looking for it. You know, I think that's about it for today, team. Like I say, tune in on Friday night New Zealand time. Be into that fight party on Discord, and can watch Justice Huni probably get a points decision against Kiki Tor Leutele, but there's also an awesome light heavyweight fight between Jerome Pampalone and Ferris Chevalier. The guy I really want to see knocked the fuck out. I want to see him flat on his back. I want to see him alive and well, but leave the arena on a stretcher. Don't like that dude. He fucked up my money. And yeah, for that, I hope he gets knocked the fuck out. So, that's another good fight on there. Also, Ben Horn's on the card in the four rounder. There's a few other things going on there. And like I was saying earlier, Sonny Bill Williams is fighting Mark Hunt on Saturday in Australia. There's no stipulated media for that as yet, but quite often that pops up later on in the week. We shall see. But that's it from me today. I hope there isn't anything that I've forgotten. And I shall catch you all next time around. Just before I go, I am running a little fundraiser to build a playground for a non-verbal autistic child. The link for the Give a Little page is in the description below. If you have a spare $1 or $2, every cent counts. Drop a small donation, leave us a message on the site, and it will be much appreciated. The little boy needs the playground, and it will keep him safe, contained, and happy. So take it easy, team. I'll catch you all next time. I'm out of here. Peace. So that's us for today. I hope you have enjoyed. You can show your appreciation with a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to check out our Discord community, where you can find boxing news, fight links, live streamed fights, and much more. So look after yourself and your family. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I'm out. See you!